The Boston Bruins just did something incredible, coming back from a 3-goal deficit to beat the Pittsburgh Penguins. This is by far the most requested game for coverage I've had during this channel's short life, so I'll give it the full breakdown, and I want to thank everyone who really let me know in the comments that they wanted to see this one. We will also be talking about Boston's goaltending situation, but I'll mostly save that for the end. Alright, so the scoring started very early in this one with the Crosby goal 30 seconds in. This one was honestly just bad luck. Hampus Lindholm made a pretty nice defensive play, breaking up what was meant to be a cross-ice pass to a streaking Pens player. It just happened to land on Crosby's stick in a very dangerous place. But trust me when I say that Lindholm would make things right. Boston would tie the game 4 minutes later when Jarry would fail to jump on a loose puck. Remember a couple of days ago when we were covering the LA game? This is where Jonathan Quick really thrives. He's super strong in the net and he smothers any play near his crease. Jarry is sort of the opposite. Jacob Lacko would then score his first NHL goal as the second trailing man on a weird rush. Beautiful pass selection by Foligno, nice finish. This gave Boston their first lead of the game, but they wouldn't be back in that position until the very end. The next 4 goals came from Pittsburgh. I absolutely love slap passes or fake shot passes, and we got a really nice one from Joseph, who put the puck right on Malkin's stick. The next goal was by Josh Archibald. The Bruins had a bit of a defensive breakdown. Archibald sort of got lost in a crowd even when Bergeron was there, which doesn't often happen. Really just a case where Boston found themselves watching. On the next goal, Russ grabbed a deflected point shot. Look at Crosby just causing trouble. That's one thing I love about him. His game is just so well-rounded. Then finally, Pittsburgh would score about 30 seconds later on a harmless-looking shot to go up 3. This is where we get the goalie storyline. So Ullmark, who's been playing really well this year, was pulled and replaced by Jeremy Swayman. However, Swayman would actually get injured in the third, I know we're jumping ahead a bit, after colliding with Patrice Bergeron, and Ullmark would be forced back into the game. This is noteworthy for a few reasons. Obviously, there's Swayman's injury. Hopefully he's okay. Looks like he might have hyperextended his knee or something. But Ullmark actually remains undefeated at this point. Just as a side note, it's interesting how that works. The goalie who's on ice for either the winning goal for or the losing goal against is actually credited with the win or loss. So if Swayman had remained healthy, the Bruins had tied it, then lost in overtime, he would have got the OT loss. That's also how Ullmark is still undefeated. He came in for relief against Ottawa. That was the one Bruin loss, but because he didn't give up the game-winning goal, he still has 0 losses. Anyway, going back in time, the comeback would be started by guess who? The nose-face killer, who would respond about a minute after the goalie change with a goal of his own. This actually just came seconds after a Bergeron goal was waved off for goalie interference, and I think this was the right call. Jarry failed to hold the post on a wraparound, and that was largely due to contact on the play. So Boston still down by 3 here. However, Zacha scored off a beautiful deflection. Deflections are a work of art and science. As a Rangers fan who watched Chris Kreider a lot last year, I've really grown to appreciate them. Anyway, the Bruins were still down with 2 minutes left. They pulled their goalie, but at 18:43 in the third, Taylor Hall tied it up. He had a really nice play. The puck was bouncing. He trapped it, turned around, and shot down low for a nice goal. This would take it to overtime, of course, where the Bruins would put the game away. Lindholm, who had assisted on the 3 prior goals, would simply beat Jarry glove side. So, interestingly enough, both teams would end up having 4-goal streaks, but Boston's would come at a much better time. And again, shout out to Lindholm. 4 points on the night, including the game-winning goal, definitely made up for what was honestly not even a bad defensive play to start the game off. Also notable is that the Bruins really spread their scoring around with 6 different players getting a goal. Before this game, I probably would have put Vegas as number 1 in my power rankings. Right now, though, the Bruins are just hard to deny. They're 9-1. Charlie McAvoy still hasn't played yet. Krejci was injured for this game. What they're putting together could be really special. I did not expect them to be so good coming into this year. The Swayman injury is a little bit concerning. Last year, at least, Ullmark and Swayman sort of played a 1A, 1B role. They're definitely one of the fan-favorite goalie tandems in the NHL. They have their celebration they do. Ullmark seems to have become a pretty clear starter this year, at least. But also worth noting is that Derek Forbort was injured in the game. His status is unknown. It seems like it could be a decent chunk of time he missed. So hopefully the Bruins can continue to put it together. Hopefully not for their next game, though, which is against my New York Rangers, but we'll see. Did you watch this game? What was your favorite goal? What did you think? Are the Bruins for real? Let me know all of that and more down below.